Hey, are you feeling just a little nervous when you are prepared to go on a date? Are you looking for ways to make sure that you don't put your foot in your mouth? Okay, great. So the first thing that you need to do is simply breathe. Take a deep breath in. And now that you are feeling a little bit calmer, we can take a look at some things you can do to avoid putting your foot into your mouth. Things you can do to avoid looking and feeling embarrassed or even shy. Showering. One of the easiest things you can do to kill someone's attraction towards you is forgetting to shower. Now, I know that might sound crazy because who forgets to shower? But you would be surprised, by how many people get home from a long day after work and just say, really can't be bothered to get in the shower right now. And then very quickly that mindset continues day after day. It's very important that you look after yourself and shower daily. Not only for other people's attraction, but for your own well-being and mental and physical health. Time management. Though everyone has a job and a life of their own to consider, they might be extremely busy most of the time. Perhaps one of the things that initially drew you to them was their busy schedule. But being busy and appearing unable to accommodate you are two very different things. Have you tried making an effort to spend time with them? It's possible that the other person made a commitment to devote more time to you after things for them became more tranquil. They did, after all, make a promise. Now, did they violate that commitment? The meaning of a person's words is enormous. You may feel completely unimportant if they are too busy to talk to you. More than that is due to you. Now, let's talk about your time and how you are maybe spending a lot of physical and mental energy with food prepping, planning shopping, cooking. It's all those jobs that we have to do. Sadly, we just have to get on with them. But with today's sponsor, Factor, you can save yourself so much time. Arriving pre-prepared and ready to eat in 2 minutes or less. Chef quality meals come together in minutes, saving you time for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now achieve your fitness goals with the right nutrition, no matter if you follow a keto, low-calorie, vegan, or vegetarian diet. There are meals just for you. Use my link or go to go.factor75.com and use the code FACTORSE3466 for 50% off your first box. Negatives. Do you recognize the sensation of sensing someone's vibe? You feel good around them if they have a good vibe, but you don't really want to be around them if they don't. People nearby can sense and instantly identify when you have a bad attitude. Spending time with someone you like and being around negativity will likely make them lose interest in you. Being overly pessimistic in a relationship can be very harmful to both parties as well as the relationship itself. Negativity can be, a self-fulfilling prophecy, making other people depressed and be a complete buzzkill. Furthermore, negativity lowers the libido. You obviously do not want this in your relationship, so pay attention to your vibes. Boasting. Now, there is a clear difference between being confident in yourself and being proud of your achievements, as opposed to being very cocky about things and thinking that you are above everyone else. Now, a lot of women really dislike a guy who treats others as if he is superior to them for any little reason. So, if you are the type of guy who thinks he's better than somebody else because of the car that you drive or the amount of money that you make from your job, you really need to just switch up that attitude before karma bites you in the butt. Insecurity. Would you say that you value yourself highly, or do you occasionally experience self-doubt? The majority of us actually experience self-doubt occasionally, so it's normal and it's okay if you do too. It doesn't necessarily lessen your attractiveness. However, if you increase your level of insecurity, the attraction that someone has for you may start to fade. People who are insecure frequently make negative remarks about themselves, which are generally not liked by others. Is this how I look? If you say things like these frequently, at first they might want to reassure you that you are awesome and help you with your poor self-image, but sadly, after a while, they might grow weary of trying to convince you that they really do like you for who you are by repeating themselves. Although it can be very difficult to change how you do feel about yourself, you can still try to work on developing a positive self-image. And when you do, you will notice that other people respond favorably to you. Too much tech. When you hear a notification sound on your phone, do you find it difficult to resist checking it? And even though you tell yourself, I'll just quickly take a look, 10 minutes later you find yourself still typing and scrolling. Now, despite how useful our phones can be, we frequently neglect those who are close to us because of them. The same is true of all forms of technology, such as spending hours watching TV or playing PlayStation games. It's possible that others will perceive you as uninterested and unavailable if you spend way too much time using technology. They might feel ignored and uninterested in your company, and eventually the attraction they once felt for you might start to wane. So try to turn your phone off when you are with your partner and give them your full attention if you think something similar might be happening to you. Joking. Being overly pessimistic in a relationship can be very harmful to both parties as well as the relationship itself. Negativity can be a self-fulfilling prophecy, make other people depressed, and you can be a complete buzzkill. However, everybody has a breaking point. Your self-confidence can definitely suffer if all you ever hear from your partner are jokes made at your expense. Is the joke light-hearted or downright cruel? The person making the joke is probably more at ease when it is meaner. However, that does not imply that you have to accept it. This might immediately put someone off. Jealous. Have you ever heard someone say that a healthy relationship is one in which there is no jealousy? It's a good thing you didn't take it too seriously, because it's not only a bad sign of true love, but also a huge turn-off. Your partner may feel disrespected by your actions and become irritated with you if you act jealous or possessive towards them by repeatedly calling to ask who they are hanging out with, searching through their phone, or forbidding them from going out with friends or family so they can only spend time with you. They might also decide to back off if they are overwhelmed by just how strongly you don't trust them. Critics. Being flawless and doing everything correctly all the time is impossible. Additionally, it can be beneficial to learn from our mistakes and how to avoid them in the future, even if sometimes we get uncomfortable listening to others critique us, and that sucks, I know. So as long as you do so respectfully and with good intentions, it is acceptable to occasionally criticize your partner's actions. However, if you constantly criticize everything they do, you run the risk of losing their interest in you. Hearing remarks like, "You did the dishes totally wrong, you never do it right," or "That shirt looks terrible on you, I can't believe you're wearing it." This type of stuff on a regular basis, it's not good. It can lead to feelings of being inadequate and decreased self-esteem in the person receiving the criticism. It's important to balance constructive criticism with positive feedback and encouragement. Time. The most exciting time in a relationship is frequently the beginning. Hopefully, you are still learning new things about one another. You are more likely to spend more time together as the attraction grows. You might want to tell them a really exciting story as soon as you can, so much so that you can't wait to tell them the exact story when you see that special someone next. However, attraction requires breathing room. Spending time apart is, in fact, a drawback. It seems like the reverse, don't you think? The attraction will continue to grow if you are able to maintain your own private lives. The anticipation diminishes the longer you spend with someone. There won't be any excitement if there is no anticipation. Your attraction may wane to nothing if you are no longer eager to see that person. Others. You should not feel bad about finding other people attractive. It's likely that you'll pass by people you find attractive throughout the day, and it can be beneficial to your relationship if the person you are with doesn't mind hearing about other attractive people. The key is to feel at ease in your own skin. Because they are frequently regarded as otherwise unattainable, talking about attractive movie stars can be a convenient way to do this. Each of us has a list, those lists indeed. However, if your partner keeps bringing up other attractive people, it might make you feel unimportant, similar to how frequent jokes at your expense can be. Perhaps you feel completely unattractive. You might wonder whether the person you are with even thinks you are attractive. Manners. Every woman will actively search for a guy who is polite and friendly to everybody that he comes into contact with. Manners are something that we are taught about from a very young age to help us build a standard of respect for everybody. It might be surprising to you, but a lot of fully grown men tend to forget their manners when they hit puberty. There is nothing more embarrassing than being on a date with a guy who is openly rude to the waiter for no reason. Not only does it make you look like a huge jerk, but it also makes her feel embarrassed to be around you and second guess whether you would pass this negativity onto your children. So if you do go on a date with a woman, please use your manners. It will get you a lot further than just your looks.